Again, we see the Kha'Zix and Nidalee and Teemo bans. Very strong in general. Nidalee has Mega Spears plus jungle control through traps. Teemo has jungle control through traps as well. And Kha'Zix, and very strong assassin, large range gap closer. Brand, really annoying AP carry, large amount of stuns, huge AoE potential, a lot of percentage damage, just very strong in general. We see the Lulu ban going down. Lulu very strong in terms of the amount of support that she gives. The extra life is not affected by the amount of life that she gives from her ultimate is not affected by the Crystal Scar aura. Huge AoE slows. Polymorph is extremely strong for both mobility and shutting down particular champions. And she gives, shield and decent amount of damage. We're seeing the Nunu ban as well. Very strong bottom laner. Huge amount of sustain, particularly with Consume and Spellvamp. InFeed showed us last week how powerful Nunu can be. We're seeing the Wukong ban. Wukong is actually a fairly standard ban in tournaments. You can see from the last game that we played, not a very strong. He's a very strong champion in terms of AoE potential. And of course, we're seeing Jayce and Kassadin bans going down. Very strong champions. Very standard champions to ban there. Kassadin has a huge amount of mobility. Jayce has a large amount of poke and utility. A lot of team utility as well with acceleration gate, strong disengages, and just a lot of damage once you build Infinity Edge on him. Jack's ban as well. Very strong bot laner. One of those hyper carries. Gets a lot of farm in the bot lane. In general, presses R to become a super tank. So Jack's ban is fairly common, particularly if you know there's someone on the other team that plays him. We're seeing Sifo Cabin picking up the Amumu immediately. Again, a lot of AoE damage from Amumu. Very difficult to deal with, particularly if you're a bruiser. We're seeing the Syndra and Jarvan pickups for Veni Vidi Vici. It looks like we're going to get HaIfhearted in this call as well. And he's going to help co-cast this. Yo.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Very good. Alright, so we're streaming the Cheese Enema versus Veni Vidi Vici.
Yeah, I can see it. I see it.
Just talking about the Syndra pick, very strong bottom laner. Made popular by Competarius. Kind of demonstrated that her superior range compared to a lot of other bot laners and damage output was just incredibly strong and difficult to deal with.
Yeah, Syndra's really strong, really solid, really safe bot laner too. Like she can farm from even if she can't beat the opposing bot laner, she can farm from extremely long range.
We're seeing the Evelynn+Vi pickups for Cheese Enema. Evelynn, extremely strong assassin, makes your bottom laner want to crawl into a corner and cry. Mainly because she can gank from anywhere. She can gank through the lane. She can gank from behind you. She can be in that brush and you'd never know it, and just come out and burst you down with Agony's Embrace and Dark Frenzy. So, this very strong ganker. I think we'll probably see a lot of that happen throughout the game. Just whoever's playing Vi just continuously bottom lane.
Yeah, Vi is another really strong champion. I like that pickup too. She has very high damage output. It's very easy at isolating targets and just she just gets to a squishy, jumps on them with her ultimate or her Q and just rips them apart in very, very short time. It's very difficult to get away from her too if you don't have built-in escapes.
Yeah. Definitely. Particularly if they step even slightly out of position, she can catch somebody pretty easily. On Veni Vidi Vici, you're seeing a Fizz pickup as well as a Lee Sin. Lee Sin is a very mobile champion, particularly if he has a lot of other champions around him and lands some Qs, or lands some resonating strikes here and there. Very large burst potential as well. His execute with Sonic Wave followed up by Resonating Strike is just really strong, as well as his shields and team utility that he gets from Tempest and Cripple.
Before we go on to the Fizz, I'd like to talk about the Shaco pickup. I'm pretty sure that Shaco's going to Wukong. Like, he likes to do the AP Shaco thing, and it's really annoying because, like, he has extremely high mobility and, like, he puts traps down, he just, like, backcaps, and it causes, like, tremendous amounts of, like, just disruption. Like, you have to break off to deal with him or else he'll take your point, and like, he just goes around, just sows havoc onto the enemy teams. But it'll be really interesting watching him play Shaco this game.
You might have to have like a Pooters game or something. There.
Nah, he doesn't like dedicated backcap, but like he contributes to fights. Like that's the difference between like him and Pooters. But like, yeah, just watching his Shaco, it's pretty fun. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, Shaco is not very heavily played in tournaments, so it'll be interesting to see how Kha'Zix utilizes him. And then they have the range of Pantheon's ultimate if he needs backup, which will be very strong.
Yeah, Pantheon very strong early game. He's pretty solid, like 80 caster bruiser type champion. His W passive, the Aegis thing, makes him respectably tanky. And like he can reinforce very, very quickly from a very long distance away, so that's a very solid champion.
Mm-hmm. And then we're seeing the Leona pickup, very solid tank, good for initiation, long range ultimate, allows her to basically slow entire teams or stun them if she aims it accurately.
Yeah, it's also good for catching people out of position, like myself.
Very good combination with Fizz, I would actually say, because of the Seastone Trident passive, allowing him to instantly proc Leona's Sunlight passive. So we'll hopefully see a lot of that combination there.
Don't forget to take off the summoner blockers now.
Yes, we're going to take off the summoner's blockers. And of course you see both teams veterans of Dominion play, so we see a lot of revives, exhausts, and actually, we only have 2 garrisons in there. Or we have another garrison. So both teams are sporting those. The only difference is Lurch has Ignite, so he wants to...
Lurch? I suspect Lurch is actually going to be going bot with Evelynn.
Most likely.
Yeah, Lurch usually goes bot when she's Enema. Like, that's one thing I've noticed. And I've actually seen him do the Evelynn bot thing fairly often. Like, he likes taking your bot. So, it should be interesting to see how well his Evelynn fares against the Syndra.
I think it actually should be fine for the most part. Syndra might actually have a little bit of trouble dealing with it because the Dark Frenzy will remove the slow, which is what a lot of melee champions have issues with. So I think as long as he baits that out...
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to how well Syndra can set up stuns and stuff. Like, if Lurch can successfully juke the stuns, he should be capable of killing Syndra. But on the other side, like, if Generic can land those stun combos on them, like, he can burst Evelynn down very, very quickly.
That was a lovely noise there.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just had a glass of root beer, so, tasty stuff.
Do you know if Kha'Zix plays AP or AD Shaco?
Kha'Zix actually does AP Shaco.
Oh, so those traps will hurt a lot.
Yeah, that's really annoying to fight against.
Kind of run around juking people a bit. So it depends on how well Veni Vidi Vici utilizes the fact that basically his entire team is going to be 3v4 up top and make sure they don't get backcapped constantly.
I guess I'll hop into the spectate now.
Yeah.
One thing I'm actually interested in, like, you can actually see a bit of a personal choice on the summoners. Like, Lurch is running a more aggressive, like, kill lane bot. Like, I assume he's going bot, and, like, he's running Ignite there, which means that he's going for, like, that kill lane against generic. He's going to be trying to go in, be aggressive, and just straight up destroy his opponent.
Mm-hmm. I think
another thing, and the difference in the summoners is, like, Enema is actually running 2 garrisons into exhausts, while their opponents are running Veni Vidi Vici is actually running 1 garrison and 4 exhausts. So, like right there, like, you can see that Enema is going for more of like turtle on point, or rather, like, they more highly value the power of exhaust or power of garrison, and I think they think they can get away with just like 2 exhausts, whereas Veni Vidi Vici is going for like the full team lockdown. So it's interesting, you know, just the choices that people take, like between exhaust and garrison.
I think it'll allow Shaco to kind of reinforce points that he's taken, and if they manage to capture 3 at any point in time, Shaco can easily just keep people busy at a 4th point. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is doing whatever, like ganking bot or setting up a bushwhack to kill whoever is using, or whoever's trying to kill Shaco. So I mean, you might see a bit of that type of play. But yeah, in general, and like in terms of a huge team fight, Veni Vidi Vici does have the upper hand because of the exhausts, though. So they have to be careful about that.
Actually, someone in the chat was asking, like, what makes the difference, like, why is exhaust preferred in Dominion over Ignite? And, like, Ignite and Summoner's Rift is, like, used as, like, the secure kill starting the laning phase, so you can, like, get strong, snowball off your opponent, like, cause if you get just 1 kill on your opponent, like, that's 300 gold, and they're gonna miss, like, several minion waves. So to put you really far ahead, but in Dominion, you have a large amount of passive gold income and experience income. So you're not so much about denying as you are about, like, combat effectiveness. And in terms of combat effectiveness, exhaust is potentially far more powerful than Ignite.
Yes, definitely. Because they added the attack speed slow, you'll see it really affects people like Vi, Jarvan, and Lee Sin.
Yeah, the attack speed slow shuts down pretty much anything that relies on auto attacks to deal damage, and it is like, and besides the attack speed slow, it also has like just a flat 30% like spell damage reduction. So the target, any exhausted target, is going to deal a minimum of 30% less damage, which is absolutely huge, especially late game. But even during the early game, it's just a huge amount.
So we're going to do a little bit of introduction here before they begin. We have myself as Nick, casting with HaIfhearted, the other voice that you hear. This is DominateDominion number 49. This is Veni Vidi Vici on the red side, and she's Enema on the blue side. We can see it is the Syndra and Evelynn bottom lane, and so that was something you're correct on HaIfhearted. Very standard build for most of the champions. Pantheon opting for an early lantern, and she was trying to poke just a bit here. Leona missing her Zenith Blade, trying to catch someone, I think.
Wow, it's going straight for the enemy mid. That's what he's doing right there.
You can see immediately goes back up. Fizz trying to stall for as long as possible. That's not good for Kha'Zix though. Oh, Tekken picking up the kill on Lee Sin and Jarvan there for a double kill. Meanwhile, Leona has to just back away there. 3 members of Veni Vidi Vici now have to deal with Wukong here, or risk losing their point, and he's just going to try and steal them as long as possible. And you see that's the power of a well-played backchat Shaco there. Just stalling out for quite a while there. Jarvan trying to jump in and help out his teammates there, popping up.
And Gage is getting focused down right there. I think Sifu Calvin should just let Gage go.
And he actually managed to escape there with the Vault Breaker. Unfortunately, Korag gets caught out there and killed by Lee Sin. It looks like Veni Vidi Vici is going to build a neutralized top tower, but
this is where the revives are coming in. Enema does appear to have popped the revives now, and that has allowed them to just go in and save the point.
The pickup by Amumu onto Fizz there. Lee Sin
Kha'Zix immediately returning to his backcapping.
Immediately backcapping. Fizz, who revived, has to go deal with that, unfortunately. But Veni Vidi Vici does get top point, though, thanks to the minions. And chasing away Croag. It looks like Fizz is going to keep Kha'Zix there for as long as possible. I'm going to run into the trap, get feared. Kha'Zix using the deceive, of course, and just being a little cheeky guy, running away, running in circles. He's probably going to stay at that point. It's fairly close to neutralize, and he should be able to get it here. Lee Sin using the tower to safeguard too. Meanwhile, it looks like there's going to be a gank going on bottom. Generic getting ulted by both Lurch and Sifu Calvin, getting killed there under his own tower. Has to use the revive to reinforce. Lurch and Sifu Calvin backing away immediately.
Yeah, Sifu managed to burn Lurch's revive, and they both knew that they would use tab to check on Generic's death timers, and once they saw that he had revived, they backed off, and now you see Sifu looping around in for another gank. Now that Generic's revive is down, he can't actually defend his point anymore, so this is basically like, you can think of it like Summoner's Rift, like top lane or something, like the jungler goes into gank, and once they burn their flash, they come back again for another round.
Unfortunately, it didn't turn out well for Lurch there. He gets blown up by the Syndra ultimate. Meanwhile, top, it looks like the minions neutralized it. Unfortunately, it was not enough for Cheese Enema, and Veni Vidi Vici managed to clean up the rest of the team. Kha'Zix.
Down at mid, Kha'Zix almost, he's basically, he's managed to take Veni Vidi Vici's tower basically by himself.
Yeah, the amount of traps at that tower just means anybody who gets into melee range is going to have a really bad time. So that's still 3 points for Cheese Enema here.
Now you can see 3 members of Cheese Enema converging on top lane.
Yeah, while Jarvan and Fizz are trying to take care of their mid, poor Leona had to...
Huge damage coming out from Leona, though.
Leona has a deceptively high amount of damage.
Unfortunately for her, she's not able to hold all 3 champions on her own, not at this stage in the game.
There's a lot of armor shred packed into Vi, and that helps out Pantheon there with his Heart Secret Strike combo. Looks like Kha'Zix is going to get caught by Lee Sin, saying, "I can see you, and there's nothing you can do about it." Unfortunately, does not have the damage to kill Kha'Zix there, and Kha'Zix just running off like the Shaco he is.
And you can see Kha'Zix is going IV+Shaco. He went for that fast Fiendish Codex, so I guess he's going to rush a Blackfire Torch.
So Lee Sin still following around, gets feared by the Jack-in-the-Box. The rest of the team is trying to collapse onto Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix using his clone to speed out of there. Pantheon not going down. It's cancelled. Meanwhile, Fizz gets feared and picked up by Vi, but so does Shaco. Shaco going down almost immediately. People Calvin all alone here now trying to get joined up by the rest of the team. Nope, they're just going to back away here. Saying, we really can't help him. The reveal going off. It looks like Veni Vidi Vici wants to make a play for top here and push the minion wave while Leona is capping that. Croag missing the advantage top there. Clearing off some of the minion waves there. I'm wondering what... Kha'Zix is maxing boxes first, so those of you who are interested in that type of play. It's going to be really painful in solo queue in the next few days, I think.
Both teams are now fighting over a storm buff.
Fizz dodging the spear shot. Meanwhile, wow, a lot of damage from Vi there onto Leona. Vi getting trapped by Jarvan, down to quarter hit points. Let's see if they can pick up the kill here using Vault Breakers to escape. Pantheon
Meanwhile,
team there.
Kha'Zix is taking advantage of this. Kha'Zix taking advantage of all the commotion to go back cap mid, and right now there isn't a whole lot Veni Vidi Vici can do about it.
So Lurch is actually out of the bottom lane and now helping out his teammates here. Kha'Zix getting the full cap there. using the box and the deceive to get away, taking an unusual route.
MMKH just ganked bot, just put huge damage down onto the Syndra, and just him and Sifu just wiped her out.
Grand Skyfall on top of the Vi. Damage. Meanwhile, Fizz and Lee Sin actually have to back away here. Too much damage from Kha'Zix and Lurch there. It looks like a 4-cap for Cheese Enema, 423 to 302. And they're trying to go for a 5-cap here with Wukong and MMKH. It's taking turns capping here. D-Spider goes down to Vi with the Vault Breaker. And Leona using her Garrison to secure that point for them. Leona all going down, catching both Pantheon and Vi. The stun out from Syndra, slow down as well. See if they can finish off the kill. Syndra all not enough to finish off there. Getting a nice proc from the sunlight, taking up the Pantheon kill. Going down to Evelynn. Evelynn trying to use Hate's Fight to take out Leona there. Leona defending her point as best she can. See if he comes. Oh, goes down to the tower minion. Meanwhile, top, Amumu getting dove by both Lee Sin and Fizz there, and getting picked off by Fizz's. I don't remember what they're called.
Urchin Strike, yeah. Wukong once again backcapping at mid, and managed to take it down to about half health before it being interrupted by Gorman.
Jarvan taking up the kill there with Cataclysm, saying, "I've had enough of your crap."
Yep, Shaco not quite slippery enough to get out of that situation.
So now you see Veni Vidi Vici kind of setting themselves up in the jungle, Jarvan using the health.
Ooh, Lurch got hit by a stun there. Now Generic's going on full offense.
Almost, Evelynn almost saved Lurch there.
Ooh.
Not enough damage. Revive does go down. Meanwhile, mid, Fizz picks off Vi almost immediately, and poor Pantheon is there to fend for himself against 4 members of Veni Vidi Vici. Dies fairly quickly.
Blue team's Nexus is at 75% health.
Again, you can just see they're kind of just taking jungle control there for as long as they can, picking off champions one at a time. Looks like Wukong is heading bot lane. Which will,
yeah, setting up a trap to cover his flank.
Yeah, he prepares the area for a little bit and then commences his assault on the point, giving his team a little bit of time to respond to such things. Syndra, having to basically hide under her tower, picks up the Jack-in-the-Box.
It's interesting. I didn't know that picking up a Jack-in-the-Box will still fear you.
Yeah, you have to be very careful about that.
Yeah, the Jack-in-the-Box picking up the gank attempts.
Yeah, it looks like Fizz heading bottom. Gonna see Pantheon there. Pantheon and Fizz gonna go at it. Meanwhile, mid, we see Kha'Zix and Wukong trying to pick up that tower. Lee Sin protecting it as best as he can. Fizz trying to survive for as long as possible. The assault and battery getting Vi to her destination. Unfortunately for Fizz, that means her death. And Evelynn finally picking up the kill on Syndra after much siege on that tower. He's going to pick up the quest here and explain something about it. Meanwhile, there's going to be a huge dive onto midpoint. Leona picking up Vi with the ultimate there. Kha'Zix, nice bandage toss onto Jarvan there. Unfortunately, his teammates are all dead, and that means he's probably going to die to Fizz here.
It would appear that Kha'Zix managed to kill off the Syndra one-on-one down the bot lane.
Yeah, that's actually something you want to kind of keep note of, is that when one bottom laner starts dominating another.
Yeah, that puts a huge amount of pressure on the enemy team.
Yeah, that's something you really don't want to happen.
Blue team has captured.
You can see Team Enema making a point, or an assault on top point, taking it, and they're going to try and make an assault onto midpoint here. Pantheon jump going down. Meanwhile, Lee Sin going dangerously low, getting picked up there by Pantheon. Pantheon Heartseeker Strike, dealing so much damage to Jarvan and Leona. Jarvan trying to stall for as long as he can, running away from his point so that they have to chase away from that midpoint there. Wukong's boxes, fearing people. Kha'Zix just being a major nuisance.
Very nice bandage toss from over the wall by Kha'Zix.
Picking up the kill there by onto Jarvan. Looks like they're going to set up a bushwhack. The reveal from the lantern is going to show Amumu going back, and Pantheon is going to go back as well.
Now Alex creating some disruption down the bot lane.
While it's heading down bot lane, going to back off from that point. Meanwhile, Leona
well, Lurch engaging on generic down bot lane. He managed to burst her down with his ultimate, and then just quickly dispatch her before she was able to really do anything back.
Looks like Veni Vidi Vici noticing top is undefended for a bit. Going to try and take something here. Unfortunately, Kha'Zix and Pavlin are there to reinforce Amumu. Nice bandage tossed by Amumu there. The ultimate goes down, and both Vi and Amumu easily clean up Leona there. Unfortunately, Amumu getting picked off by Fizz. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Jarvan trying to make something of...
Syndra does appear to have swapped lanes with Jarvan.
Yeah, I think that's a good move there. Jarvan does have a decent amount of magic resist and reveal, so he can kind of keep...
his ultimate also allows him to lock Syndra down, or lock Evelynn down for an extended period of time.
And there we see it go down, locking down Evelynn so she can't run away with Dark Frenzy, allowing Fizz to pick up the kill with Urchin Strike. Or help out with Urchin Strike.
You can see the Grez's Lantern active go down there to keep the spider from juking it all.
Unfortunately, the response from Amumu and Pantheon was really good, allowing them to take back the point there. Looks like Veni Vidi Vici is trying to take out Windmill Point while it's giving it his all to delay this as much as possible. He's doing a pretty good job allowing Pavlin to get there and try and help out. Unfortunately, both of them are just going to leave this and try and do something else. Meanwhile, Syndra being chased by Amumu and Pantheon. Spear shot from Pantheon, allowing the Storm Shield to deal its damage as well.
Lurch caught the Fizz out of position at the top, and now they are... looks like they're going to dispatch Leona as well.
That'll be a windmill point for Cheese Enema there.
And you can see the Lee Sin branching off to see if he can do something in the jungle.
We see now, actually it looks like Evelynn has swapped out as well. Pantheon favoring his chances against Jarvan. Lurch getting caught out by both Leona and Lee Sin. The dragon kick from Lee Sin, kicking Evelynn to safety. It looks like Kha'Zix is trying to defend Windmill Point all alone by himself and gets killed by Fizz. Nice job by Fizz there. Very difficult to deal with that. Meanwhile, Kha'Zix trying to back cap here, get fearing D-Spider. D-Spider killing both of the boxes to end the fears there.
See Galvin managing to, very nice stun by Generic. That was very well played.
Yeah. Looks like Kha'Zix has to back away from midpoint there as Veni Vidi Vici is converging on him there. Actually, looks like a nice comeback by Veni Vidi Vici here. D-Spider very low, gets the reveal onto Kha'Zix, allowing him to Cataclysm and and Fizz there to Urchin Strike and pick off Shaco. Still random boxes set up there. Fearing random people of Veni Vidi Vici. Overall, we see very standard items on majority of the champions. We see a Bulwark picked up by Leona to give her team a little bit more survivability.
Now, one interesting thing is that 4 members of Veni Vidi Vici have reveal items on them. Jarvan initially bought a lantern and then has upgraded it into a Lightbringer. Lee Sin still has his unupgraded lantern, and both Fizz and Leona have Hextech sweepers, which means that they are really doing all they can to just shut down the Shaco. Like, they do not like Kha'Zix just running around and stealthing.
You see Evelynn bursting down Jarvan in the bot lane. Meanwhile, Fizz gets engaged on by Vi. Vi trying to finish that kill, does with the Ghost Blade. Meanwhile, at the mid-mill, we see Amumu ult going down on top of Lee Sin and Leona, trying to stall for as long as possible. Leona's ult goes down. I think it's a little too late, though. Lee Sin gets picked off by Vi, and Pantheon cleans up Leona there.
Evelynn got killed by Syndra down in bot lane. However, he did pop his revive and appears to be trying to revenge kill.
Wukong still causing general trouble at mid, being a good nuisance there. Pantheon and Evelynn pick up the Syndra. It's going to be a bottom point for Team Enema. It looks like they're getting a lot of momentum here. Fizz dying to Vi. A lot of chasing on that Kha'Zix, causing a lot of death for Veni Vidi Vici there. Unfortunately, trapping them in their jungle.
Oh my, that Evelynn damage.
This is why Evelynn is banned, folks. Pushing out so much damage from Deathfire Grasp and her ultimate. But Lee Sin is going to try and make a play for Windmill. He's going to draw two members of Team Enema here. The Assault and Battery going down onto Lee Sin. Lee Sin trying to get away, uses Dragon Kick to get Vi off of him. Vault Breaker to gap close, and it's going to be picked up by Amumu crying. Looks like it's going to be a near 5 cap here. Almost getting a neutralize there. Trying to get the neutralize off. Leona defending this as best as she can. Still 4 cap. Veni Vidi Vici needs to do something, otherwise this time is going to run out. It doesn't look like they're going to nail deeply. GG followed by Fizz so far. And Jarvan going down under his own tower.
Yeah, Lurch waiting until his ultimate was up to just run in and burst, send her down as she attempted to cap.
Very well played by Jayce Enema.
The item between Blackfire and Void is the Deathfire Grasp on Evelynn there. And that's why you're seeing Evelynn just demolish any champion she came across there. Very good showing by both teams. I believe someone called out that Jayce Enema was going to win 420-0, but that was indeed incorrect. And we see a 208-0. Very good showing by all the players. Wowix 2, 6, and 9, demonstrating why IV+Shaco backcap is still extremely powerful.
Blackfire Torch, someone is asking why Blackfire Torch is so popular, and it's an extremely powerful item. Like, I'm sure you know about Leandra's Torment in Summoner's Rift. Like, Leandra's Torment is basically a nerfed version of Blackfire Torch. Just like Riot nerfed it so they could actually put it in Summoner's Rift without like breaking the Mage Glass. Like, here in Dominion, like Blackfire Torch isn't like it has been toned down to the point where it isn't like overly powerful, but like Blackfire Torch does have a wide variety of extremely powerful stats. It has high amount of AP, it has health, it has a flat magic penetration because it builds out of a void staff. It has a massive amount of cooldown reduction too, which is very helpful as we don't have blue buff or the Mage Elixir to help out our cooldowns, so like that 20% cooldowns is huge. And it also the dot does percent maximum health damage, so it's very useful against tanky targets too.